Welcome, everyone. Welcome to Purple Rose Tarot and Astrology. Tonight, I'm going to be talking to you about the astrology for the last week of the month of July, and of course, a couple of days into August. I will read for the collective, and I will offer some free and paid mini readings at the end. Guys, please remember we are multi streaming, so we're on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time. And I'm just going to go check to make sure everything is looking okay. We are in Mercury retrograde, guys. So to say we've been dealing with tech issues, I feel like would be an understatement. All right, we are live. So I want to jump over to my notes really quickly. I decided to call this one Singles Week. I do feel that the astrology is pretty significant. And it's for some reason kind of putting a spotlight on those of us that are single in the current time. Vanessa coming in. Hello, Sherry coming in. Welcome, ladies. Welcome. So I was just explaining why I decided to call it Singles Week, right? This energy is very powerful, but it definitely seems to be shining some type of passionate spotlight. Thank you, Vanessa. I didn't turn my fan off, guys, so I know you can probably hear it in the background. But I just got here, running a few minutes late. Samuel, I had a pop-in visit. Again, it seems like he's making this a little bit of a routine or a habit, right? But I got to go have dinner, and it definitely was a good day and a good visit. And then, I was just running a couple minutes late. So I'm glad that the audio and everything is working out. I was just mentioning that we're experiencing Mercury retrograde. So this energy is in Leo, right? I think the other day I accidentally said in Gemini, but it's in Leo. And so I feel like this energy is, you know, exciting, passionate, and stressful all at the same time. And we're going to talk about this a little bit because Mercury and the Sun are going to be coming into a conjunction this week. Remember, guys, we're looking at the 27th through the 2nd. So this energy is going to be, some of you are already feeling it. I know because you've already messaged me about some things that are happening, right? And so I feel like some of you are already feeling this energy, but it could definitely go all the way through that, first week of August. All right, so let me get over to my notes and then I'm going to explain to you why I think this is singles week. So remember, I'm looking at a week ahead. So we're looking at July 27th through August 2nd. Very like I said earlier, passionate energy, but it's kind of enhancing for those that are single, and I should say single and looking, right? Because if you're single and you're hiding at home, like me, then this energy could play out in a much different creative way, right? But if you're single and looking and you're out in the world wondering when it's going to happen for you, like this is the week, right? So the Sun and Mercury conjunction is going to be on the 27th, and this energy is bold because Leo is very self-expression. It's flirtatious energy, so I feel like you're going to feel a boost in confidence, more charismatic, more playful, right? More open to being flirtatious, especially those of you that feel like ever since spiritual awakening, you're just super shy, right? Some of us, I think that's just protection. Jenna, welcome. All right, so again, for singles that are looking, it's going to be a really good time to put yourself out there. So this could be dating apps. You could be invited to social events that you need to say yes to, right? Simply just being more vocal about what it is that you desire, saying it out loud, right? Flirting again is going to be more natural with this energy for everyone, so don't hold back. Leo energy really likes attention, so dressing boldly, Again, putting yourself out there. Your talents could definitely attract some admirers this week. Clear communication, which again is challenging because I feel like I'm stumbling over my words. Again, Mercury is retrograde, so that's really normal. But because Mercury and the Sun are coming into this conjunction, I feel like what you want in love is going to help filter out any type of confusion or miscommunication or any type of mismatch really early. It's like you're going to be able to spot it and see it right away. All right, so here's the next reason that this is what I would call singles week, right? Um, Venus is moving into Cancer. So most astrologers are going to pinpoint this energy of, for the single people, and they're going to point out Venus and Cancer. I feel like that's the more prominent energy. But again, that conjunction with the Sun and Mercury is what's going to actually give you the courage to do it. So just want to say that. All right, so the energy with Venus moving into Cancer, this is going to be on July 30th. Venus is the planet of love. So it's going to shift into a very sensitive, nurturing Cancer energy. And this is going to bring a much softer, protective energy, especially for those of you already in relationships or those of you that are finding new love, right? So that's going to cause a deeper connection. It's going to cause a deeper emotional connection. And that's going to be Venus in Cancer. It's very possible that some past emotional patterns could resurface with this energy as well. So make sure to use this time to reflect on what it is you truly want in a partner. All right, I have some good days and bad days. Ready? So, best days for socializing or dating is going to be the 28th and 29th. Again, Sun and Mercury and Leo. So it's going to be an energy great for fun, lighthearted, flirting, that type of energy. July 31st, really all the way through August 2nd, Venus and Cancer energy is going to be, that's going to be better for more intimate or emotionally connected encounters. So mark those days on your calendar. I do feel that this week is going to be a perfect blend of passion, which is the Leo energy, and then emotional depth, which is the Cancer energy. Remember, guys, I'm a Cancer rising. I actually broke this energy down for all 12 rising signs. Same. Vanessa said, I took myself off the dating site. They're all yuck. True. I'm not saying there's not probably like good people out there, but it's like there's so few that it's hard to like sift through all of them, right? All right, so here's how this energy is going to impact you based on your rising sign. So let's start with Aries rising. So the challenge with this week's energy is going to be ego clashes in dating or social circles. Leo energy may make you come on off a little bit too strong. The best approach for Aries rising early in the week, show off your passion, so your creative projects, maybe change your dating profile picture, that type of thing. Later in the week, you want to slow down and nurture any connections, family, close friends. Definitely could be an opportunity where someone introduces you to someone, and that's going to be Aries rising. All right, so if you're a Taurus rising, this is how this week's energy will impact you. The challenge is going to be balancing your independence because of Leo energy with your emotional needs because of Cancer and Venus energy. So you don't want to smother a new spark, right? Best approach is going to be early in the week, flirt through like things like shared values. There's going to be a lot of talking about things like you enjoy, food, art, comfort. Later in the week, you definitely could experience some texting communication. There could be some type of nostalgia, revisiting an old connection with warmth. This is good, positive energy for Taurus rising. Don't forget, guys, we are under Mercury retrograde. All right, then we have Gemini rising. So if you're a Gemini rising, your challenge is going to be some overthinking conversations because Mercury and Leo wants boldness, but your nerves may start to creep in. So the best approach for Gemini rising early in the week, use humor, right? I feel like that's always best for Gemini. Playful banter is going to attract some admirers. Later in the week, you want to share things like childhood memories. This can definitely help deepen your bonds with that Cancer and Venus energy. All right, if you're a Cancer rising like me, the challenge for us is going to be that Venus in this sign is going to make us extra sensitive. Excuse me. I can definitely say that I can feel that energy already, but I'm already like super sensitive anyway. So, yeah, the moon is our ruling planet. If you're a Cancer rising, you didn't know that. The moon is our ruling planet, which remember, the moon controls our emotions. So, we're just like overly emotional people. But don't take any setbacks at this time personally. The best approach is going to be dress well, dress with luxury because Leo really loves glamour and that can help boost your confidence. Later in the week, you could do things like host small gatherings. You want to make sure you attract a very homey vibe to attract the right people. All right, if you're a Leo rising. So the challenge for Leo rising is going to be Sun and Mercury in your sign. And this is all eyes on you type of energy. You want to avoid dominating conversations. Early in the week, it's definitely this energy where you could be like the life of the party. But you want to make sure that you're asking questions too, that you're not just kind of hogging all the spotlight. Later in the week, you may show some vulnerability with someone. Someone could definitely find your softer side irresistible. That's Leo rising. All right, if you're a Virgo rising, this energy of July 27th through August 2nd is going to be energy of, I feel like for Virgo, the challenge is always about over analyzing. You could definitely like take someone's flirtatious or playful banter a little too seriously. Want to pay attention to spontaneous being more spontaneous because that's Leo energy. So you want to just kind of go with it. Best approach for Virgo rising: compliment others genuinely. It's going to help break your usual reserved energy down. Later in the week, reconnect with someone from your past. That could definitely happen with this energy. And again, this is more of a positive situation. I feel like it's someone who's really missed you a lot, Virgo rising. All right, if you're a Libra rising, the challenge for you could be this is more indecision between fun versus emotional security. Fun, of course, is going to be the Leo energy, and the emotional part, of course, is going to be the Cancer energy, right? Sherry says, "Oh, so sensitive." It's so true. We can't help it. We can't help it. Best approach for Libra rising: say yes to spontaneous invites. New social circles could have some potential, and cook for someone. This is nurturing energy and definitely could be your love language now, right? All right. If you're a Scorpio rising, the challenge here with this week's energy is going to be the Leo energy feels a little bit too surface level and you crave more intensity. That's all Scorpio rising. So early in the week, things like using your magnetism, more like being your mysterious self could just intrigue others, and sharing secrets could definitely, that's going to be that Cancer Venus energy, could help you deepen trust in a quick way. Scorpio rising. All right, Sagittarius rising. So this last week of July, we have the Sun and Mercury conjunction, Venus and Cancer, and this is going to give you a lot of restless energy. So try not to rush into something just for excitement. Sagittarius rising, plan adventurous dates, travel themed type of energy, trivia night. That's something that is, known to be liked by Sagittarius rising. Later in the week, you might want to talk more about family or future dreams, and that could help you connect more deeply with that Cancer and Venus energy. All right, Capricorn rising. So the challenge for you with this energy is going to be struggling to loosen up because Leo wants to play and you're more of a serious energy, right? Capricorn rising. So it's something that could be helpful for you early in the week is to wear something unexpected, bright colors, bold accessories, things like that could help kind of draw you out of your shell. Later in the week, you want to reach out to someone who's dependable and they definitely can see your softer side. All right, Aquarius rising. If you're an Aquarius rising, the challenge here is going to be detaching emotionally. That's going to be that Cancer and Venus energy because it wants closeness. So use your wit. Unusual conversations, topics like this could definitely attract admirers. Let people care for you. Accepting help, it could help you build bonds. Aquarius rising. All right, last one, Pisces rising. The challenge for you is going to be over idealizing your partners. That's Cancer, the Venus and Cancer energy. That's going to amplify your kind of dreamy state, right? So early in the week, express creativity for things like your art, music. That's going to attract kindred spirits. You want to be able to make sure that you're listening deeply because your empathy could draw someone in this week, Pisces rising. All right, here's my last bit of notes. Again, the best dates are going to be July 28th through the 29th and July 31st through the 2nd. I feel like the Leo Cancer energy is a blend and it's going to help you get more out like center stage, allow the spotlight to be on you more than normal. At the same time, I think it's going to help you open your heart more, especially those of you that have been doing a lot of healing work. All right, guys, that's what I have for the astrology. Dina, welcome. I feel like for the most part, most of us are not necessarily out here actively looking for love, right? Like we've made a commitment to our spiritual awakening. And it seems like, for the most part, that's where our focus is. So I tell you all of this because this energy is so potent that I don't want you to feel. I'm looking for a pen, guys. Bear with me. But I don't want you to feel like you're blindsided, right? Like, oh, Rosa did not say this was going to happen. Rosa did say this was going to happen. But here's another thing I want to say. Don't, like, everybody that spirit sends to us is like there's purpose, right? Divine timing is coming in, but seriously, it's everything is in divine timing, right? Perfect timing. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I don't know. Don't be so closed off or angry or bitter or scared. That's the big one, right? Scared that you close the door immediately, right? Because this is definitely a time where you could align to energies that we like to call soulmates, right? People that have like common goals. the same type of aspiration. Like they want the same things out of life, right? This is definitely that week. And I just find it pretty interesting that it's lining up like the way that it is, right? All right, guys, I am offering a free 3-card reading tonight. What you need to know. And it's just a small who, what, and when. Or was it who, where, and when? Any paid readings, like if you want to ask a question, or I'm offering twin flame readings tonight as well. All of that stuff is for Cash App and PayPal only, guys. Of course, if anybody does energy exchange, please let us know right away, because it does put you at the top, right? At the top of the list. We did music and tarot last night, guys. So last night we had a list going. We gave some free readings out. I feel like that live went super well. We learned some stuff, right, from TikTok. We learned some stuff so much that I was like, yeah, I'm not doing it tonight. Um, but no list tonight, guys. So just hang out with us, be active in the chat, right? That's how we exchange energy. And when it's time for those free readings, Spirit will tell me, are we picking everyone? Which is, I like to make sure everybody gets their reading. Am I just going to pick a few? It's really just when Spirit says, y'all, and that's how we're going to do it tonight. So if you guys missed music and tarot last night, that is super sad and unfortunate, right? It was very last minute, so make sure you have your notifications hit to all so it lets you know when I hit that live button. And guys, if you're not following us on TikTok, please do, right? We're growing over there. Funny story about TikTok, guys. Funny story. Um, okay, so TikTok has this challenge right now where you can, if you do 3 30-minute lives in a 7-day period of time, they'll give you $200. Now, I don't know if everybody has that challenge. It's just one of the challenges that came in for me. And I hit the, let's go button. And the first week we didn't make it. The first week I did separate lives, right? But we got violations for like using video, like the video I just had playing, right? I'm not allowed to do that over on TikTok. I don't know why I see other people doing it all the time, but whatever. Um, and we got a violation for it. So like something didn't count, right? So there was one that was missing. So I had to go do this, like the third one over. And when I went to go do the third one over, it said, oh, it's the end of the week. You missed it. So then now the week starts over, right? So that was yesterday. So yesterday I was like, okay, we're going to start very first day and we're going to try to do a live over on TikTok, right? We're going to add it to our music and tarot. I finally figured out why it hasn't been working over on TikTok. Are y'all ready? It's been muted. It's been muted. Anytime that I'm doing both of them and I have the apps open, it immediately mutes TikTok. I figured it out actually today. And so, yeah, and no one ever said, like, hey, there's no sound. So we didn't know, right? Yesterday, and a family friend came in and was like, hey, Rosa, is it weird that I can't hear you? And I was like, oh, look, that's why it's not been working over there. But now we know, right? Now we know. Now, if I could just add some extra days to the week, it'd be super great, right? All right, guys, I am going to start with a collective. I'm going to get those 30-minute lives in. I'm going to get that $200. You wait and see. And I'm going to do it every week until they take it away. Which I feel like I'm worried about every week. It's like every week they're like, is it going to be banned? Is it not going to be banned? And I'm just saying, like, YouTube doesn't have those types of like incentives. I will say though, our shorts have been doing very well. All right, masculine energy, passion and pleasure, savor your life. I see the camping picture, so you could be spending some time outdoors with your friends and family. If that's the case, I'm just saying it's so hot outside, have mercy. But it is summertime, it is camping season. I remember when Diana got this card and she was, she just happened to be going camping that weekend. But it's like every time I see it now, I'm just like, oh, that's Diana's card. All right, let's look at the feminine energy. Rejuvenating rain, clear the past and heal the present. How many of you that resonate with divine feminine feel like there's something in your past that has like some type of hold on you because you haven't been able to heal from the situation? For me, it feels like there's this one thing that, like, I don't know, always kind of has a hold of me. And it feels like as spirit has been making us like face our fears, and be accountable and that kind of stuff, it's like I sense it getting closer and closer. And it's like I sense I'm going to have to face it eventually, type of thing. All right, let's look at the bridging energy. View from above, get the big picture comes out. Guys, I'm using the Sacred Traveler by Denise Lynn. And I'm going to use the Modern Goddess Tarot next. There's something about the hot air balloons that are sticking out to me on the bridging energy. There's something about the divine feminine being around water that's sticking out to me. Two of Wands and Seven of Cups comes out for divine masculine. And the Judgment card, Scorpio energy, comes out for divine masculine. Two of Pentacles is on the bottom. So Two of Pentacles is this energy of I don't have enough of something. There's not enough to go around. I can't stretch myself that thin is the energy. No, we don't have to do a list. If they want to hang out for free readings, we'll pick at the end. I want you ladies to be able to not stress about the list. I want to not stress about the list. For divine masculine, they're trying to make some type of decision. Some type of decision is important to them. They could feel some type of calling, but there is this energy of Two of Wands is being patient. It could also be about like some type of expectation. The Seven of Cups is choices, options, but it's about being able to see clearly so that you can choose properly. And then Judgment is here, and Judgment is definitely like hearing your calling. It's a spiritual energy. It could just be giving me confirmation of Scorpio, divine masculine energy. But I feel like this is a divine masculine that could be spending time with their family, maybe camping, spending time outdoors. But there's this energy of feeling this pressure of having to make some type of choice. And the choice could have something to do with their purpose, the path that they take to their purpose. Miss L, welcome. All right, let's look at clear the past and heal the present. So this is divine feminine energy. There's something about the water that's sticking out to me that I said divine feminine could be around water. I do feel that there's this energy of something from the past, like kind of coming to the surface so that it can be cleared. Big confirmation with the Three of Swords. The High Priestess, more confirmation. This is what needs to be healed. This is the inner knowing that something needs to be healed. And Queen of Cups. Queen of Cups is this energy of something you need to do for yourself. So that's interesting. Knight of Swords is on the bottom. So I think there's this energy of needing to break free of this idea that like someone's coming to save you. It's definitely this energy of you have to save yourself. Um, the Queen of Cups is the energy that says, you have to replenish your cup. You have to take care of yourself. You're not any good to anyone else if you yourself are feeling depleted. And it's interesting because I'm getting several messages for Divine Feminine. And remember, I pointed out that this astrology for this week is very much shining a light or like a spotlight on singles, especially singles that are out actively looking for relationship. So I'm wondering, is the lesson going to be for Divine Feminine? Is this like some type of test? Is this some type of like, I know that I need to focus on me and I need to have this time to heal me? Um, and I mean, it's so, I just got done saying at the beginning of the live, like, Spirit sends everyone to us for a reason, for a purpose. Like, don't close yourself off to opportunity. But I guess it's going to be that Mercury and Sun conjunction that's really going to do us the biggest um like favor by helping us see through. So I guess for Divine Feminine, if you've been working on healing something, but you feel like there's something from your past that's still holding on to you, or you still have to work on healing from, I guess I just want to remind Divine Feminine that you're going to attract people to you that are at your level of healing, right? So, do you feel ready enough to step into a relationship? Do you feel confident enough in your wholeness to step into a new relationship? And then I guess I would say also, you'll be able to see if this new energy that you experience this week, it's like you'll be able to see if there's emotional depth. Does that make sense? With the Sun and the Mercury conjunction and Venus in Cancer, it's like you'll be able to see, is this like a summer fling? Is this something that maybe you could see yourself dealing with for a little while, or does this feel like soulmate energy, right? Like we have the same goals, we have the same common experiences. Um, you know, I feel like at this point, I wouldn't be able to be in a relationship with someone who had not experienced spiritual awakening. You know what I'm saying? Like that would be so weird. It's so interesting to me because that message is like popped in my head. There's things that I clearly still need to work on with myself. It's almost like, I know it's going to sound a certain type of way, but are you ready? It's almost like I wouldn't want to date myself right now. It's like I want to do more work. I want to have experience more healing so that I can attract someone more. I don't know how to say it. I don't know like how to get the right words. And for somebody out there, like I don't know if this is everybody. I don't know if it's necessarily like for me. This could definitely just feel like strong collective. But for some divine feminine out there, there's definitely this energy, and this has been coming up. Like I shared a Facebook post about it. But there's this energy like you can't heal in the same place that broke you. Does that make sense? And you can't work on your healing around people that are not working on theirs. So yeah, I don't think that I would be able to be in a relationship with someone, um, Dan the boy on Twitch, welcome, that is not experiencing spiritual awakening, right? Like has not went through dark night of the soul, is not trying to purify and come into alignment with their soul's journey. Like I just, if we can't conversate and use the same words, you know what I'm trying to say? It's like I just don't see that happening anymore, like ever from now on, right? So there could be a divine feminine out there where you feel this energy like unless they're this way, you could struggle to move on into a new relationship, especially if there's something in the past that still has some type of hold, right? Dan, we're multi-streaming, so we're on several platforms. We're talking about next week's astrology. We have Mercury and the Sun coming into a conjunction, and we have Venus moving into Cancer. So I feel like this is putting this spotlight. I called it singles week. So right now we're just reading for the collective. I am offering some free readings. All right, Crone of Wands comes out. So I'm using the Modern Goddess Tarot. There is no men in this tarot set. So they're all women. So Crone of Wands would be considered the King of Wands. It's definitely about having courage. It's about not being reckless. The Hermit is here. The Hermit has the mirror in the background in the Modern Goddess Tarot. It is Virgo energy as well, but I'm getting this is more about the mirror. And I kind of felt that mirror energy when I was talking about like, I don't want to be in a relationship at this time, because I feel like what would be mirrored to me is not what I would want, right? Does that make sense? Page of Cups is here. Page of Cups says there is a small offer. You see the fish literally jumping out of the cup in this particular tarot set. And so it does talk about like this is a slippery situation, right? Page of Swords is someone's watching. Um, Sometimes that could be like, the creepy stalker type of energy. But the card itself just says that someone is wanting to learn more, but they're fearful of speaking up. All right, I don't think I'm going to pull any message cards. Let's pull. the soul's journey for some guidance. So we've seen Scorpio energy, Virgo energy, regret is here. I know that I cannot change the past. Discipline is here. I can accomplish what I set my mind to, and perseverance is here. I know what I can do. I know that I can do whatever I set my mind to. Look at how similar those two cards are. Super interesting, right? Freedom is on the bottom. I possess the power and free will to create my own happiness. All right, guys, that's going to be your collective. I'm definitely picking up on the Page of Swords energy. I feel like I've been stuttering over my words since we started. I don't know. I have some type of weird, like, nervousness tonight. Like, I don't know why I would be nervous. I don't know, like, who would be watching that would make me nervous. But I feel like all the cards were there to imply, um, you know, such situations. Dan on Twitch, what are you setting your mind to? Thank you, Sherry. All right, guys, that's the collective. I hope it was helpful. This is the time. Let me know in the chat if you're interested in a free reading. Dan, let me know. Dan says, is it me? I don't know, Dan. I don't think so. It's really interesting, though. I actually had a friend named Dan. I know you're not him, though, because he passed away. But I was just talking about him to a very dear friend of ours. It was a mutual friend. Um, and yeah, so it's so cool that that's your name. Dan says, I'm still alive. I understand. Oh my goodness. All right, Dan. So I know that you're over there on Twitch all by yourself, but I'm going to need you to be patient for just a moment. Spirit picks divine timing. Hi, divine timing. So we're doing the who, what, when, where, right? I'm actually going to use Lou Ellen. All right, so I'm going to try to make these short and sweet so we can just get through as many of them as possible. Don't forget, guys, Thursday night we'll do all 12 signs. And tomorrow afternoon, we're going to focus on the divine feminine energy. And I have that live set for 2 p.m. So I'm going to try to squeeze one in every Wednesday around 2 p.m. for those of us, those that are on the other side of the world, right? Tiona joining us on Facebook. Welcome. All right, divine timing. Let's look at the who. Two of Pentacles. I hate to say it, but right away I heard it. Someone that doesn't have too much. They could be like, I'm getting a little bit of a taker energy. Someone who can't stretch their resources. They have trouble finding their footing, or like finding, getting both feet planted type of energy. I'm also seeing like the foxtail. So it's like someone who could be like, maybe like you struggle to trust them. The what comes out, and it's the Fool card. It's like taking a leap of faith. So it's definitely giving this energy of someone trying to maybe cause like a distraction, or call you back towards something that wasn't very fruitful, something like that. And the wind. Oh, we have the Chariot. I meant to say the when it's going to happen, and I said win, like when you like win or lose something. The Chariot is like a victory. It says that the win is already yours. But the Fool says, it talks about taking a leap of faith. So it's interesting because Eight of Wands on the bottom, not very helpful. It just says it happens fast. It's interesting though, because it's like you see all the water. This is Two of Pentacles. Normally that's an earth sign, but you see the ships and all the water behind him. So there's this energy of like there's a lot of emotion with this person. Definitely earth sign. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, right? You have a lot of history with this person. And you definitely could feel some urge to like try again, or take the leap of faith. But the Chariot says it's okay to move quickly, and it says that the victory is already yours. So I feel like if this energy comes in and they're like, oh, divine timing, I've been working on myself and I've done a lot of healing, and I'm wanting you to move with me to another country. I feel like you'll be able to look at that energy and be like, I'm not gonna, uproot myself, and that type of thing. But I think if the energy comes in and it's more of a giving energy, like, hey, I know that you really helped me out for a long time, and I know that, I owe you a lot of whatever. If it's that type of energy, like more accountable, then I feel like, again, it's going to be that Sun and Mercury conjunction. You're going to be able to see that. You're going to be able to, like spot and be able to have, what's the word I'm looking for? Discernment, right? Hope that was helpful. So there is a reason. He's a Capricorn. Well, now you have the information, right? So you can stay ahead of the game. All right, guys, let me know. Let me know in the chat who's going to be next, who wants to do a read. All right, Dan. And Dan said he wanted a general. Thank you, Divine Timing. All right, Dan. Dan the boy. The Twitch names are always so interesting, right? All right, so I asked Spirit a question. I know you said general, but I asked anyway. So I said, who is Dan? And I got the Three of Pentacles. So Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, Sun, Moon, or Rising, right? Someone who's having to work tediously. You're having to do something on your own. You don't necessarily like you're not necessarily not enjoying it, but there's something like you're longing for something, longing for someone, maybe longing for companionship. There's definitely this energy of like something's missing. But Three of Pentacles in normal Rider Waite is that card where there are the three people at the church and it says, I respect you and you respect me and we're going to work together. We have the same goals, right? I decided to use Llewellyn, and in Llewellyn, she's by herself. So it's this energy of, I'm still going to do this work, whether I have to do it by myself or not. But definitely this energy like you either miss someone or you are ready for whoever is supposed to be in the picture with you. Two of Cups comes out, big confirmation. And a Five of Pentacles comes out. Five of Pentacles says it's okay to ask for help, but it does say that you're experiencing some challenges. Those challenges, I'm not going to like talk to you about your health or anything like that. But whatever this heartbreak is here could be impacting like your physical life. Just like your body in general, your health in general. It could be financial health, even with the Pentacles. But yeah, Two of Cups is equal effort. Equal effort. You're longing or wanting equal effort. The guidance says it's okay to ask for help. Five of Wands on the bottom, big confirmation, challenges. But I'll say Five of Wands is challenges, but it's also training. Like you've prepared for something. You've prepared for this time on your own. Or at least Spirit thinks you're ready for this time. All right, I hope that was helpful, Dan. All right, Sherry. Sherry, Five of Cups comes out. That's the Who. Five of Cups is loss, despair, grief. Seven of Pentacles comes out. That's the what. Something comes to fruition. So the person who's gone past has been helping you co-create something or bring something to fruition. It is the Seven of Pentacles, so it is that energy of like you need to be patient. You need to wait a little bit longer for something. But you can already start to see the like fruits of your labor type of energy. The win is now. It's Ace of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck is Seven of Swords. Whatever this win is, whatever this energy is helping you gain, it could be financial, it could be a material thing. It could be possible that Spirit's saying keep that information to yourself. It could also be possible that you're just in disbelief that this Ace of Pentacles arrives, right? All right, Sherry, I hope that was helpful. Thank you, Dan. Diana, hello. All right, guys, let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm gonna try to stick around for 5 more minutes. Miss L. Miss L says I'm getting my life back and trying to balance. Same, same. Thank you, Sherry. You're going to come back and tell me what it was. I wish you guys would do that more often. Is Sandra? I know Sandra's in here. I feel like she talked about it, so I feel like I can talk about it now. Um, so we did a Talking to Heaven live over on I got you, Jenna. So we did a Talking to Heaven. It was just like a Facebook exclusive type of thing. Um, a couple of nights ago, and um, I gotta write that down. I'm gonna mess it up. And Sandra asked a very specific question. She said, "What is a sign that I've been asking my dad for, or something like that, or a sign she's been getting from her dad?" I can't remember like exactly what the wording was. But right away, no cards, just a visual, mental vision. So I saw it in my mind. Okay. um, I saw the two faces. You know what I'm talking about? The theater faces, the happy, sad face, the happy face on one side, sad face on the other. I immediately saw that in my mind. But then on the card, um, there was what was on the card. There was the deer with the antlers. So I saw the antlers, and I was like, oh, it's probably going to be antlers, right? A couple of days later, she messages me, and she's like, hey, my son brought this shirt home, and she's like, it's not, like, he didn't hear her reading. He wasn't there. He didn't, know anything about her question, or, anything like that. Um, and he had brought this shirt, and it had the theater faces, the happy face, sad face. So she sent a picture of it to me for confirmation to let me know. But like, I love it when you guys come and tell me, like, hey, you know. All right, so this is what I got: Jenna, Vanessa, and Tiona. Let me get through them. All right, let's start with Jenna. All right, Jenna, first we're looking at the who. The sun comes out, Leo energy. Someone young, or maybe someone younger. So what happens? Ace of Pentacles, there's a new offer. I heard the word suggestion. So it's like this person could come with some type of suggestion, like, hey, what about trying this? Something like that. The universe comes out. That's supposed to be the win. Again, I'm getting this energy of right now. Right now. If this is twin flame energy, I can't remember off the top of my head. Um, this could be like 5D in your dreams. There could be some dreams, some information being exchanged about new starts, new beginnings, new offers, that type of thing. All right, I hope that was helpful. All right, Vanessa. Say hi to me in the comments, Vanessa. A gift from his younger brother, but so out of the blue. I love it. Love it, love it. All right, Vanessa. And then I'm going to wrap it up with Tiona, right? Okay, Vanessa, the who first. Eight of Pentacles. This could be a work situation, or it could be someone that you've been really focused on, or like you've been sensing that they're focused on you. All right, the what? We have the Four of Swords is here. So this could all have something to do with your healing journey, healing path. It's also blessing in disguise. And let's get the win. Eight of Cups comes out. When you leave something or choose to leave, stop paying attention. That's what it is. The moment you stop paying attention to something, the moment you stop focusing on something, something comes in. And definitely giving this energy of blessing in disguise could have been the reason that the healing even had to happen, type of thing. Again, earth sign, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. What's with the earth signs tonight, right? All right, Tiona, let me know that you waited so patiently. Say hi to me in the chat. Tomorrow, guys, 2 p.m., so daytime live, we're going to look at the divine feminine energy, Celtic cross reading. Thursday, all 12 signs. Thank you, Vanessa. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up with Tiona. Thank you guys for coming in and hanging out with us, participating. I appreciate you. All right, Tiona, let's look at the who. Three of Swords, someone who caused broken heart, someone that you're healing from. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Six of Wands comes out. This is someone that, so this is the what, like why it's happening. They're recognizing something, someone that didn't realize like who you were or what you had to offer or what type of connection it was until something happened to them, right? And it's like now they realize something, so it's like now they're coming back, and definitely have this energy of like sense of rushing, like rushing back. And with the wind card, we have death coming out. So something has to come to a closure, something has to come to an end before this energy can come in. And I feel like whatever this Scorpio death and rebirth is, you're experiencing that right now. So right now in your life, something is coming to a complete closure. And it's like this energy couldn't come back in until that closure happened. All right, I hope that was helpful. Knight of Wands is on the bottom. Knight of Wands says, be passionate, be courageous, but don't be reckless. All right, guys. That's it. That's what I got for tonight. Thank you guys so much for coming in, hanging out. Missed out. I didn't miss anybody, right? Like nobody else was one and one. I need to figure out when I'm going to do some TikTok lives. It's very possible that since we're doing the 2 p.m. live tomorrow, I'll go live on TikTok tomorrow night, since we're not multi-streaming everywhere else. So guys, TikTok link is in the description box. Make sure you're following us on all the platforms, right? And I don't know why I keep saying us. Well, I mean, it is me and my mod team, right? But like, you know, it's just me here. Thank you, Tiara. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up. I love y'all. I'm always, always sending all of you abundant love on your journey. Have a good night, everyone.